Hello, all Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your Love Scope for this month of March 2018. Um, I'm coming to you with this new spread. I do have the erotic tarot cards that I'll be using. Usually for the horoscopes, the monthly and seasonal horoscopes, I just go purely based off of intuition and I might use other forms of divination. But for the love scopes, I found these really beautiful tarot cards that I will be showing next month in April after my camera has been fixed, so I'll be able to show you guys. But until then, we'll just stick with the normal format of giving you the message and letting it be heard. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to your reading. First, we're going to start with the singles, and then we're going to go ahead and go to the couples. So, single Capricorns, Sun, Moon, and Rising, what is up for your love life for this month of March? So the first card that was pulled was the Lady of Cups, and she's reversed. Um, so you guys might not be seeking the wisdom that you should be seeking. It's right there. It's available to you. Your intuition should be heightened during this month, especially since we have so much planetary action in the sign of Pisces. So everyone's intuition is being um, heightened and increased. But for you, Capricorn, single Capricorn, there seems to be a disconnect. You're not quite getting the messages that you should be getting, and you're not using your intuition in the realm of love. It's almost like you're looking back to past experiences that were kind of like upside down. In your past love experiences, they weren't quite stable. You felt kind of like aloof. Um, but if you get that intuition, if you start listening to your spirit guides and start listening to your heart, it will direct you, it will guide you on the way that you should go. You may have felt foolish about some of the decisions that you made. You know, yeah, you might have felt foolish. You might have felt like you didn't make the the right decisions because you were too enamored, in love. You were too, focused on this particular person that you're dating. I don't see a lot of people that you're dating. I only see maybe one or two, but one person in particular really had your eye and you were really focused in on them. And you were really hoping for a relationship with this person, but you didn't quite listen to your intuition, like I said before, and your spirit guides would have kind of told you, like, hey, yo, this is not the one. There's one coming for you, but this isn't the one quite yet. So you weren't receiving the messages, they were kind of like passing over your head, you know, um, and this journey that you wanted to set out on, it just ended up not being fruitful in the end. And the reason why I say that is because all of the cards are reversed except for one. So the Lady of Cups is reversed. The Fool card is reversed. The Magician card is reversed. But the only card that is upright is the Star card. So that allows me to know that, there was a lot going on. Your emotions were heavy. You were feeling very heavy. And that this is really, this month, especially towards the end of the month, single Capricorns, you're going to be taking that time to yourself to heal. Okay? Because it was a tough February for you. It's probably going to be a really tough beginning of the month of March for you. And so don't understand that it's all right to take that moment to heal, to take that moment to find yourself again, to to let your light shine again, to be that bright shining star that you once were. But you can't quite be that until you've went through the healing process. And that also makes sense with us being in the month of Pisces. I know Aries is coming in at the end of the month, but really this month is Pisces month. And with Pisces, we're dealing with unconditional love, we're dealing with healing, old wounds, we're dealing with overcoming those depressive feelings and emotions, um, so that we can be healed to be able to welcome in the love that is meant for us. So, even if you weren't dating, even if you were single last month, and you were just concentrating on work, it still was a heaviness that was on you. There's still something that you need to be healed from in order to welcome in this love, this new love that hopefully is coming your way. Because it looked pretty bleak, especially with having the Fool card and then you have the Magician upside down. So what you were feeling, inside was actually manifesting on the outside. It was actually manifesting in your day to day. And then the people around you, we are each other's mirrors. We reflect each other's, emotions and personalities and thoughts and all these type of things, especially if we don't have ourselves grounded and we're not creating good boundaries around ourselves and we are not protecting ourselves. We can become overcome with other people's emotions and other people's thoughts and feelings on things. So just understand that, take that time to heal. It's available to you. That space and that time of healing is available to you this month, single Capricorns. And a good way to get that healing for you, Capricorn, is to go to work. I wouldn't recommend that for most of the signs, but for you, Capricorn, you thrive spiritually and emotionally and even physically when you're doing your work, whatever your work is. So if you're a professional athlete, get to work. That's going to help heal you and relieve you of those feelings. Doing some type of physical activity. If you're a writer, get to work. Start writing some great articles. Start expressing those feelings upon that piece of paper. If you are, whatever it is, whatever your job is, whatever you do for work, whatever you do for a living, to earn your way, start focusing more in on that, and it will balance and heal you out, because you might be focusing too much on love, some of you, to the point where your job, your work is being negatively affected. But I would say that's one of the ways that you can definitely take on a healing crusade is to get to work. And trust me, once you do this, once you put that all that energy of these emotions, these any emotions that may be weighing you down, if you take that energy that you have and put it into your work, you are going to receive a great increase. And the reason why I say that is because at the bottom of the deck is poverty, but at the top of the deck is romance and the gift of loving. Okay, so that allows me to know that there needs to be a balance between, um, you know, what you're giving, you know, what you're giving to these partners, these potential partners that you are dating, and what you're receiving, you know, and you don't want to be giving too much away, because that means you're depleting yourself because they're not giving you anything back in return. So remember that as you're making your moves, single Capricorns out there, remember that poverty is right behind you. You can put yourself into a state of poverty. I'm just getting all type of messages right now. I apologize. But yeah, you could put yourself in a state of poverty, and that's not you. That's not you, Capricorn. You are regal. You are. Whenever I think of a Capricorn, I always think of somebody who has so much class and so much taste and so much just like it's just an essence about them. And it's one of the things I really appreciate about you guys is that you're not overcome with emotions. You're pretty well stable in the feeling department. Sometimes if there's an ill balance or imbalance, it can cause you to become kind of like hard, like almost to the point where your heart can't be penetrated. And that's not necessarily a good thing to be. You want to have that balance. You want to have you to be able to still be stern, stable, and secure while still providing that vulnerability that's needed in order for all of us to grow and to strengthen who we are. So anyways, single Capricorns, that's it, for you. Let's go ahead and get to the couples. And then I'll have a message from Papa Legba for all Capricorns, single and coupled, at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that. All right, coupled Capricorns, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what is entailed for you. So coupled Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what Spirit wants to update you guys or let y'all know and be aware of for this month of March. Coupled. Oops. I'm just getting a lot going on right here. Coupled. All right, couples. So very similar to the singles, you guys are coming from thinking upon the past. You might have a very intuitive partner, a water sign as your partner. So that's Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Might be your significant other. And very similar to the singles, you weren't using your intuition in regards to love and making the right decisions, or your partner wasn't using their intuition in regards to love. Whoever it was, it may have been both of you. Whoever it was, this has caused probably a lot of strife and a lot of misunderstanding between the two of you. And so in arguments, I see that. And so once again, whatever those feelings were, whether it's you or your partner, because remember, when two people come together, they become one. So a lot of the stuff that we're influenced by when we're partnered comes from our partner. So you were influenced by this, whether it was coming from you or whether it was your partner. This definitely had an effect on your relationship, as far as not seeing eye to eye, as far as thinking depressive thoughts, having depressive feelings, and then it manifesting in your world, in your reality. So very similar to the singles, except it's a little bit harsher with you because, well, you're coupled. When you're with someone, it makes that 10 times harder because you're working together, or at least you're supposed to be, right? So anyways, the 4 cards that I got allowed me to see that there's pretty much 2 paths for you Capricorns who are coupled. There it's essentially a warning at first, and the first warning is the Devil card upside down. That's your card, Capricorn, and it's reversed. And so what does that mean? It means that, once again, each sign has its dark and its light. Each sign has its good and it's evil. It's bad and an ugly side, and then it's beautiful and good side, whatever. However you want to split it up, whatever. There's spectrums to this, right? Essentially, we always want to get to a balance of both. A balance is always the best place to be. And so there wasn't a balance for you, Capricorn. This is your card. So, you know, you probably weren't being vulnerable. You probably weren't being intimate with your partner. Um, because in this card, I see, I see a lack of intimacy. Um, it's a lack of seeing eye to eye or compromising, being very stern in how you want to do it. Like, this is how I want to do it. And it may or may not work, but that can cause conflict between you and your partner, Capricorn. So essentially, this card is letting you know, be aware that be aware of your actions, be aware of your intentions, be aware of how you may come off to your partner. Okay? Because essentially y'all supposed to be working together, working together, working together. You are a team of two, yes, but you're still a team. And so, leadership, how will you lead? Because you can lead your team down a destructive path, or you can lead your team to something great, to something good, to something beneficial to everyone who's a part of the group. But be wary of that. Be wary of how you are leading your team, how open you are being. There may have been some dishonesty. Either you're being dishonest or your partner's being dishonest. I feel like it's coming more from you. So be open, be honest, be truthful, and keep that integrity. Because what allows Capricorn to walk upright and have this, just stance about them, and this just, I love how you guys just give off this regal vibe. What gives power to that stance is the fact of your integrity. People respect you for your integrity, Capricorn. So remember to keep that even in your relationship, okay? Don't take it for granted. The next card is the Five of Swords, defeat of the mind. So essentially, remember that not all of your thoughts, not all of the thoughts that pass through your mind belong to you. Be able to detect which ones belong to you and which ones may be from someone else or something else just flowing on by. You can catch whatever thoughts you want and hold on to those thoughts and dwell on those thoughts, or you can just simply let them pass by. But essentially, you will have victory if you take the time to say, wait, am I thinking this? Is this really coming from me? Or am I allowing someone else or something else to influence me? And remember, you will have victory and you will be able to determine which one is coming from you and make the right decisions from there. I apologize if you hear any kids or anything or cars and stuff. My window is open. It's a lovely day. The rain is stopped, so I get to enjoy the sun, that California sun. So the window definitely is open. So if that disrupts in any way, I'll close that. But anyhow, just remember that you have power over your thoughts, you have power over your mind, you have power over you, not your partner. You have power over you. You can't control what your partner decides to do or say or think, but you can control yourself. So remember that control and lead with showing that stability in self, that self-control, okay? Yeah, and then the next card, upright, is the Lovers. So yeah, they're communion. I see it coming together. I see it finally of seeing each other's strengths and seeing each other's weaknesses and being able to say, okay, you know what? We can finally see eye to eye. Let's work together on this. I no longer want to just do it my way. I see that it actually can work if we use both of each other's ideas and meld them to work for the overall objective. That's the point. It's not that you get to make all the decisions and rule this house and do all that. it's coming together so that the objective can be accomplished. That's the whole thing. So if only doing it by your rules and your way is not accomplishing the goals, then that means you need to switch it up, right? Um, and then the final card is the Four of Pentacles. So, yes, knowing your worth, knowing what you have to offer, knowing that you're not in this alone, a gaining of spiritual insight, a gaining of understanding of the role your partner plays in your life, a gaining of what role you play in your partner's life and in your family's life. You're really starting to reestablish who you once were, because you kind of got out of whack. It's kind of, like I said before, you were unbalanced and you were behaving too much on one side of the spectrum, and you need to bring yourself back to the center. Okay, coupled Capricorns, and just know that if you allow this union to grow, if you change your perspective and actually allow your partner to be involved and be vulnerable with your partner, then you will have happiness. Because on the top of the deck is the Ten of Cups, salvation through love. So just know, and then underneath that is happiness. You know what I'm saying? So it's obvious that you got to change your perspective. You got to rebalance yourself and get yourself back aligned and centered so that you can be the best partner for your significant other that you can possibly be. Because as long as you're not, upright, as long as you're, feeling up here because I'm trying. As long as you're feeling that way, the relationship is going to suffer. But I have full confidence that you'll be able to realign yourself, get yourself centered again, get yourself back to normal, back to who you are, your normal. And once that happens, then you will have that love that you've been desiring between you and your partner. You will be able to reestablish that back. That is definitely a possibility. All right. Let's go to the Papa Legba card. And the advice Papa Legba has for all Capricorn, single and couple, is 19 for wealth. So once again, heightened intuition, heightened understanding of what's going on, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, understanding that you must give in order to receive. There has to be a cycle. As soon as you break that cycle, you cut it off for yourself as well. It doesn't just cut it off for one person. It's the flow that gets cut off. Okay, so it has to be a give and take type of flow. All right, like a wave. The wave, shoots out, it comes back in. Shoots out, it comes back in. Sometimes when it comes back into the shore, it brings something with it. And sometimes it takes something back with it, back into the ocean. Be like that wave, Capricorn. Make sure to not stop your flow, because essentially you will have a great financial increase. There is wealth coming your way, but do not stop that flow of generosity between the two of you, you and your partner, you and your potential partner, or just you and the universe, right? The people that you show your unconditional love to. And there may be some long distance travel for you and a significant other. You might, if you're single, you might even meet someone while you are traveling out of town. It doesn't have to be another country. It could be simply, just out of town. I live in the Bay Area, so LA is out of town for me. 6-hour drive. I'm driving the speed limit. A 6-hour drive, and boom. So to me, like, that's out of town. So something like that. You might meet that that person that you're meant to meet and partner up with. And it's going to be good. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be finally who match your taste, your desire for the finer things in life. You may even be collaborating with a foreign entity, someone who's from out of town. So if you're not leaving out of town, it might just be a foreign person coming into your world, and you're like, whoa, this person like really matches my taste. So be open. Make sure if you have an opportunity to travel this month, make sure to travel. Even if it's not that far, make sure to get out there, because there is someone out there for you, single caps, and for you coupled caps, there is an opportunity to make this relationship work and last for years to come. All right, Cappies, love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you next time for the Pisces seasonal, and then for the March horoscope. All right, keep trailblazing on, my lovelies. Peace.